Last night, somewhere around 3 a.m., your brain pretended you were being chased. It built a forest you've never walked in. It cast a face you've never seen. It made your heart rate spike. And then, around the time the sun came up, it deleted almost all of it. You do this every night. So did your grandmother. So did a hunter-gatherer 70,000 years ago, sleeping under stars in what is now the Sahara. The exact same nightmare. That's not a metaphor. We can prove it. Because the dream you had last night is older than your species, older than fire, older than the human face. And what your ancestors did with those dreams is one of the strangest things our species has ever forgotten how to do. If you stay with me for the next 9 minutes, you'll learn 3 things almost nobody knows. What the first humans actually saw when they closed their eyes. Why the same 5 dreams appear in every culture on Earth, including yours. And the disturbing reason your great-great-grandmother probably knew her dreams better than you know yours. The answer changes everything we think we know about sleep, memory, and what it means to be human. To understand what your ancestors dreamed about, you have to start with one fact that should not be true. Every mammal dreams. Your dog dreams. So does the rat in your wall. So does a dolphin sleeping with half its brain shut down. And so, almost certainly, did the last common ancestor we shared with them, over 200 million years ago. Here's the part that gets stranger. In 1953, at the University of Chicago, 2 researchers, Eugene Azarinsky and Nathaniel Kleitman, were watching the eyes of sleeping infants. The eyes were flickering wildly under closed lids, not blinking, not twitching, scanning. As if the babies, who had barely learned to see, were watching something we couldn't. They had just discovered REM sleep. And over the next 50 years, a neuroscientist named Jerome Siegel at UCLA traced where it came from. His finding was uncomfortable. REM didn't evolve with humans. It didn't evolve with mammals. It is at least 200 million years old. Which means, when a human being curled up by a fire 100,000 years ago and closed their eyes, the program running inside their skull was the exact same program running inside yours tonight. Hardware unchanged. So the question becomes, what did the program show them? In 2000, a Finnish psychologist named Antti Revonsuo published a theory that overturned how scientists thought about dreams. He had analyzed thousands of dream reports from people around the world, urban professionals, children, forest-dwelling hunter-gatherers who had never seen a city. One pattern showed up everywhere. Dreams are overwhelmingly about threats. Roughly 70% of dream content involves something dangerous, being chased, falling, drowning, being attacked by a creature you can't see clearly, losing something you can't replace. These are not random images. Revonsuo argued that dreams evolved as a virtual training ground, a safe simulator where the brain rehearses the things that killed your ancestors over and over for 2 million years. You don't dream about logging into email. You dream about something invisible coming at you through the trees. Because that's what the simulator was built for. And it hasn't gotten the memo that the predators are gone. If Revonsuo was right, you'd expect the same dreams to show up everywhere on Earth. And we found exactly that. Psychologist G. William Domhoff at UC Santa Cruz spent 40 years building the largest cross-cultural dream database in human history. College students, German factory workers, the Mehinaku of the Amazon, the Kung of the Kalahari. 5 dreams appear in every single culture he studied. Being chased, falling from a great height, your teeth crumbling and falling out, being naked in front of people, failing to do something important. These are not products of TV. They are not products of social media. A 6-year-old child in rural Tanzania who has never seen a screen has the exact same nightmare as a teenager in Tokyo who scrolls TikTok 8 hours a day. Because the dream isn't about modern life, It's about being a soft animal in a sharp world. So your ancestors had these same 5 dreams, probably more vividly than you do. But that's not the strange part. The strange part is what they did with them. Because for almost all of human history, a dream wasn't something that happened to you. It was somewhere you went. In 1871, the anthropologist Edward Tyler proposed something that sounds almost crazy. He believed the very first religious experience any human had, the original spark of every faith on earth, was a dream. Imagine this. You're 50,000 years old. Your mother died last week. Last night, she came back. She sat in front of you. She spoke to you. She felt completely real. When you wake up, what do you conclude? That she's gone forever? Or that she has, somehow, come back from somewhere? Tyler believed this is where the idea of the soul came from, not from philosophy, from people dreaming about their dead. Modern dream researcher Kelly Bulkley has spent years documenting how indigenous societies treat dreams. Among the Mehinaku in the Amazon, dreams are not metaphors. They are real visits. From the dead, from animal spirits, from ancestors who walk into your sleep and tell you things you needed to know. The Kung healers of the Kalahari say they travel to the spirit world during dreams and bring back medicine. The Aboriginal Australians describe an entire layer of reality, the dream time, that isn't a metaphor, but the actual substrate of waking life. For your ancestors, dreaming wasn't entertainment. It wasn't noise. It was the night job of being human, a second life, the one place the rules of waking didn't apply. Here's something you can test tomorrow morning. Before you touch your phone, before you check the time, before you say a word, try to remember what you dreamed about. Most of you won't be able to. Now imagine a different morning, 70,000 years ago. A camp under stars so bright they would be unrecognizable to you. A small fire that almost went out in the night. A dozen bodies waking slowly under animal hide. The first thing they do, before food, before the day begins, is tell each other what they saw. Anthropologists like Lorna Marshall and Richard Lee, working with the Kung, documented this directly. Morning conversations begin with dream telling. What you saw in the night is what you discuss at dawn. And those dreams matter. A bad dream about a specific water hole means the group avoids it that day. A dream of an ancestor giving advice gets acted on. A dream of a sick child getting better is celebrated by the whole camp. This wasn't superstition. This was the operating system. For 99% of human history, dreams were data your brain gave you, and people listened. Today, you forget most of your dreams within 90 seconds of opening your eyes. You silence the alarm, check your phone, and the entire night vanishes. You did not stop dreaming. You stopped listening. Sleep researchers have measured this. Modern adults still dream 4 to 6 times every single night, exactly like our ancestors did. We just don't remember. We don't tell anyone. We treat them as noise. But somewhere in a brain that is hundreds of thousands of years old, the program is still running. Your dead grandmother still visits. The predator still chases you through trees you've never seen. The cliff still appears under your feet. You just don't know who they are anymore. The first humans did not have books. They did not have screens. They did not have stories from strangers piped into their ears all day. What they had was the night. And in the night, their dead came back. Their enemies attacked. They flew. They fell. They were warned. They were forgiven. Every dream you have tonight, every face you don't recognize, every chase you can't escape, some version of it happened 100,000 years ago, in someone you are descended from, by a fire that went out 1,000 centuries ago. The hardware is the same, the actors have changed. And most of us go an entire lifetime never knowing we are still dreaming the dreams of the people who came before.